Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami uNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyaye sifunde izincwadi ezibhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu, size la soxoxa ngazo lezo iy'ndaba esuke siy'fundile. Senzela laba phela abangenaso isikhathi sokufunda iy'ncwadi nalaba nje abanqenayo ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sokhuluma ngawo lama-reality shows, senze ama-reviews and or ama-recaps. Siphinde futhi sikhulume nga-any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama-shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Uma uyaqala ukusitshela namhlanje and you really like our content, please don't forget to press the subscribe button la ngezansi. If the button is red, it means ukuthi awukwazi uzosubscribe kodwa uma li-grey lisho ukuthi ususubscribile ungabeki usalipressa. Don't forget to press the notification bell ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Today's episode of Real Housewives of Durban Season 2 episode 11. It doesn't look like we are close to the end, you guys. It doesn't look like we are close to the end. The episode today was the betrayal at the palace, and it really was the betrayal at the palace, guys. I woke up with such a headache today, which is the reason why you're getting this video so late. I woke up with a headache, but I forced myself to watch the episode, and I was almost jumping out of my bed this morning when I was watching this episode because there's so many things that I was excited about. I'm hoping what you guys, as the executives, producers, did pick up something on this episode. If you did pick up something, very important, it has nothing to do with Makhumalo, by the way. If you did pick up something about this episode that is significant about how this show is made, just go in the comment section before you watch the video and tell me what you think about it. What did you pick up with? But there were so many highlights on this episode. I really just loved what these women are going a little bit deep about what they are going through, because that is what we need. That is what is going to help us to relate to them, and then we can make our decision on whether we want them to come back next season. So I like that they're going a little bit deep. I love the fact that we are getting somewhere when it comes to Udabaluga, Mr. Petal. I love that. I love what some people are really starting to see who is your friend and who is not. I love that. And I love Annie's decision, which was not really Annie's decision, because we know that Annie didn't want to invite Umabusi to the trip, that the producers forced her to invite Umabusi to the trip. So thank you so much, producers, for realizing that we do need Umabusi on this trip. Because Umabusi is actually the one that made the one thing that we've been asking for so long to happen. Because she was like, girl, we're not going anywhere until we talk about this issue. And then the last one was my ultimate favorite scene on this episode, which was a scene where we actually saw, you know, I've been saying, guys, ukuthi amukho umuntu oneside elilodwa in life. It's not real. It doesn't exist. Amukho umuntu nice all the time. People get irritated. People get angry. People shade other people. So lento yokuthi uMakhumalo is just nice. I was like, oh. I've been saying we've been waiting to see the real Makhumalo, and tonight we had the front seat to see Makhumalo doing the real sin, not the nice stuff, because that's not what we are looking for. So guys, today yabona abantu ngiyacela ukuthi bonke ama-fans kaMakhumalo abuye, ngoba ahlezi ehlele emuva singabuyani ngozani nonke ama-fans akanonkuwa ahlehle kancane today. Akanonkuwa ama-fans ayihlalani noma i-second row, nani nizoparticipate today, but I need Makhumalo's biggest fan here in front, because we have things to we have things to talk about. Okay, obviously the girls are going on a trip, guys. We did find out very early on that Ulona was invited. I love the shade from Sorisha, because she was like, this time I'm not going to have drama about who is on the private jets, who is on the quantum. People are going to choose based on whether they can afford to be in the private jet. Initially, mangibabona bekwilokuzana, bekwi-private jet, I was like, how is Makhumalo? Why did Makhumalo not come with them? Because it was Sorisha, Jojo, and Annie who was on the private jet. Hey guys, I am with my daughter today. It's a weekend without the nanny, which is the second reason why your video is gonna be late today. So if you hear some noises, it's her. She's a special angel. Those who watch my videos, they know. So she's actually directing this video. So if you hear some noises, she's here today. So it was Annie, Sorisha, and Jojo only on the plane. But this is the reason why it was just them. Is because Sorisha says she did what she said she was going to do. She got an invoice for the you know for the private jets. I guess the private jet doesn't belong to Mr. Reddy. They renting it, or it just means the cost. Does anybody know if the private jet belongs to Mr. Reddy, or it's just they were renting it, whatever? But she did an invoice, and then they were going to split it, and the only people that responded was Ujojo, Kanye no Eni, and the rest of the ladies didn't respond. I'm not surprised that Lachongo Unonku Umabus apparently she's not on the WhatsApp group, so she wasn't offered. Actually, so she was feeling bad about it, but I don't think that she would have responded. True, I don't think that she has that kind of money, but you never know. I mean, she could, and so it was just the three of them on the private jet. Here is my surprise, but not really the surprise, but it does clarify. I think this private jet ride really tells us who has money, and who has money. Because Lonely London didn't go on a private jet. So I don't know, does that tell us something about how much money her husband has that he couldn't pitch in because they were going to go 4 ways? On the cost had she been part of the crew that is on the private jet. Also, Utobile didn't go on a private jet, which means her husband also didn't. I don't know. Should we say they couldn't afford? Like I can't afford a taxi ride. I mean. Should I say they couldn't afford these husbands that didn't put their wives on private jets? But yeah, for me, it gave me that indication. When I did Ilokuzana, Utando Nestembu review, there's a video that I did where I had said that Ubaba Umselegu looks like somebody that has money. Like he's well off, he has businesses and stuff, but he doesn't it doesn't look like he is filthy rich. That's what I said on that video. And the way that people came for me, you just hate Umsalogo because, and I was like, no, I'm not saying he's broke, but I'm just saying that he doesn't sound like he is filthy rich. And if even on the listings of the richest men in South Africa or whatever, he never appears on those things when you look. And when I did that videos, I had gone through those things just to check. I did say I just feel like he has a lot of money because he's like well off, he's okay, he's doing well, but he's not rich. And I think here it gives us that indication. I haven't done a lot of reading or research on what Lonely London's husband does, but I guess he's also not as filthy rich as we think because he did not put his wife on that private jet. But if you guys disagree, then you can go below and tell me what you think about what is the reason that your husband would opt for you to get on a private jet when the other wives are going on a private jet. And they said that they were picked up by an electric car and so she was feeling bad because all they were talking when they were in the car, they're talking about whether any invited Umabus. She said she invited Umabus. That's the reason the balloons, there were 7 balloons there. The seventh balloon was not for the queen, it was for Umabus. And she says, and then Sorisha asked, can you just put Umabus on a WhatsApp group? And she's like, you know what? Why does she need to be on a WhatsApp group, Mabusi? Because I don't know. I just don't understand whether she's part of us or not. Like these women are acting like they don't watch Real Housewives. Like honestly, guys, because this comment is being made a lot about whether Umabusi is in or out. It's like, don't you guys watch Real Housewives of whatever? Like any franchise of Real Housewives, there is permanent cast members and then there's people that are called friends of the show. The friends of the show are cast members as well. They're just not permanent. So if you do stuff, you include them in whatever it is that you are doing. Why are you pretending as if you don't know this? Why are you pretending as if you don't know you're part of the show? you know? And yeah, but Tusorisha is more like just put it on a WhatsApp group. I mean, really now it's a chat group. Everything that we do, every event we do, sometimes we're sending invites or some type of communication. To look at this, I offered the other ladies to get on the private jet, and I didn't with her because I had forgotten which she's not part of the WhatsApp group. And then not Jojo said made that same comment because I don't understand Mabus. Is she in and out? She's in, girl. She's in. very in. She was in before you were in. Maybe that's the reason that Jojo doesn't know if Mabus is in. You know, when you come in the room and somebody's already in the house, but they are in the bedroom and you are still in the dining room, sometimes you don't know, like, are they in the house or not? That's the problem. Yeah, Mabus is in Jojo's. Just get over it, girl. So they get there. Obviously, the private jet group got there before the quantum group. I guess they were not really quantum because they did fly to Ilokuzana Nabo. And we didn't see anything. We didn't see them at the airport, anything. So we don't know whether they went first class or business class or the class that I would fly with. We don't know. We don't know. And none of us, did they fly together or bahlukanile? We don't know. We didn't say anything. Just basikhombe sabe private jets. I guess we didn't have enough time for we are in my common airports like kuhamba khona abantu abangekho rich. No, we went to private jet airports, and they are checking in now. Apparently, guys, can we just take a moment, like a moment of silence, to just recognize Mr. Red. Yabona Mr. Red is always ready as a husband. Like, listen, my wife will get the best of whatever it is that you're getting. If you are drinking juice, make sure has extra fruits in there, and uhamba phambili nje, everything, if you are going somewhere, my wife is not going to go on a quantum. Let me get a private jet. Even here at the hotel, he had upgraded her room, and obviously Usorsha could have said, please upgrade some of my friends' room, but she was like, I don't want to go through the private jet issue, so just upgrade my room. So she gets the best, newly refurbished, superior suites, and it was nice, you guys. It was nice. It was like she's in her own house somewhere. And obviously the others just get their rooms. And then I was looking at it, so I was like, Tahuru, why are you not upgrading the room? I'm saying, like, why are you not upgrading the room? Who's Londi's husband? I don't even know Londi's husband's name. Londi's husband, why are you? These men are like sleeping. Kevin, why are you not upgrading the room? But yes, I will, Mr. Red, let's just moment of silence, Mr. Red. But yeah, I know he's doing it now. So her room was upgraded. I guess the other rooms just looked almost the same. And Mama hotel rooms never really look exactly the same. There's always something unique about a certain room, but it wasn't like abanye bathole, like, you know 11 and then 11, no, and nobody was complaining about the groups. Here's the thing, guys. I really think every trip that they go on, Annie should be the one that plans the trip, because she's like that when it comes to like organizing stuff. I don't like any very much, but she's like on point, guys. So when everybody got there, their rooms are ready. They are created by the hotel manager, the drinks, like everything. And obviously, they're created by the hotel manager. She asked about whatever, because there's activities that they're going to do. And also, she had organized a gifts basket for her guests. And so when everybody got to their room on the bed, there was this really cute gift basket. I didn't see what was on the basket because I didn't see anybody open it. So I didn't see. Did you guys see what was in there? But when they were making a comment about it later, they were like, "Yo, you must have spent a lot of money," because it means that they were really nice things on the baskets. So really, honestly, I thought Annie was doing a good job with hosting the trip. She seems like she has a plan on what everybody's gonna be doing, and everybody, when all of them were arriving, she was there to greet them, whether she likes you or not. She was there to greet you, make sure that you're okay. And it looked like they were arriving in the evening. Is it evening? I think yes, because as soon as they had arrived, they were ready to go to bed. And yeah, uthobile ufike nonku. Uthobile ufike nononku. I think Uthobile, like I've said before, I think Uthobile could become good friends with Unonku. I don't know what would stop that friendship. I do feel like Ulokuzana, Uthobile, because she seems to take time to get used to people. I think if you want a friendship with her, you would be the one that will initiate more. Like, let's meet, let's do this, let's do that. And I don't know if Nonku does that. So I don't know where their friendship stands. But they're not fighting or anything like that. They do like each other's photos on Instagram. I've seen that they like each other's photos on Instagram. In fact, even Mabosi likes uh, Tobilet's Instagram photos. Maybe they did become friends later on. So, and then Makhumalo makes a comment when they're arriving, and she says, "Yeah, she's looking forward to making some content." Here's the thing, you guys, with this comment, Kamakumalo. In fact, this is the comment that made me be like, no, 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 hold on now. Like, hold on. I was like, let me go back and rewind. Let me look at this episode really like carefully. Here's the thing that really made me feel like these producers have done something with this episode because I was under the impression that the way that this show is made is that they shoot the show, they finish with it, they wrap up, they do everything that comes after, and that while they are waiting for the reunion, but they submit whatever they have to Showmax. As in, right now, Showmax has all of the episodes with them. I thought that they do not have the option to say, you know what, the viewer's response is not very good. Can we just, change some things in the episode? Yeah. And recently, obviously, all of us have been complaining about this thing of Makhumalo has given us no content. We've complained so much that we've even found content that was there but was not on the episode that had Makhumalo in it. And we've complained about it. We've made videos about it. People have tweeted about it. And then when she made this comment, it felt like it's almost like shade, like she is responding to something that was said about her not giving content. But I was like, but wait, where would she get that from? Because they shot this long ago. But she says this not in the scene. She says this in the interview session, in the diary session when she's sitting for the diary session. This is what I was like. Yawan Kumalo gave me content this week because I just went back and I looked at the episode. And then one thing, guys, I noticed their outfits for the diary sessions had changed. They changed their diary session. Each of the women had two outfits that they were wearing for a diary session. So for some scenes, you will see a person in this outfit and then in this outfit. In this episode, guys, all of them changed their outfits. All of them changed their makeup for the diary session. It does feel like they've gone back and did the diary and they redid the diary sessions. And if they have to redo a diary session, it means that they might have gone and maybe changed episodes, and maybe scenes that they had not put in, they put them in and rearranged episodes because maybe the viewers were not responding positively into what we were giving them. And this might be the reason why we got to see Isin Makhumalo on this episode. It might not have been there before. I might be wrong, guys. This is not the information that I got from the person inside, but the fact that they changed their interview looks, it felt like this episode felt fresher, you know, and it might be that vele scenes were short, but khona izinto ebesikade singezozibona esizozibona because sicomplainile ukuthi asiziboni, and as a result kwadingeka ukuthi babuye bazokwenza i-commentary all over again because they were commenting on the stuff that we were going to see. Now we're not going to see that, we're going to see something different, so they had to bring them back, all of them, to comment again on the scenes. I don't know what you feel about it, guys. Why all of a sudden they're changing the outfit? Because we know they will do the whole season. The interview look is always the same. I always ask myself, do they sit there like for like the whole day and just go through the whole season and comment on it? Or maybe it's 2 days because they have two outfits. They have a third outfit, guys. All of them have changed, but we'll see as we move along. But I think Solicit Lemais also created content, but because she looked like she was shading, there was that interaction between her and the person that's interviewing her. And then I was like, yes, Makhumalo, yes, of course we've been waiting for content. I hope the content comes. But obviously, I mean, I wasn't very hopeful. I wasn't very hopeful because honestly, I've been waiting for Makhumalo since episode one. So I was like, hey, yeah, gonna it would be nice to get a content from you, girl. But you've disappointed me so many times. I don't even trust you. But I didn't know it was coming. So then it was Ula Sim. uLondi noMabusi bafika nabo. Mabusi says it's his first time in Sun City. And any welcoming the guest, Shem. The host is on point this time, guys. The host is on point. They must never make Ulona host a trip again. And he should be the resident host of the trips. And okay, fine. Then there was Umabusu with Ulasi. They were sitting somewhere by the entrance, I think, of the. Hey, but guys, I didn't see the name of the hotel. What is that hotel? Laphaya ngathi usezulwini. Yabona, that's what I imagine when I think ukuthi mase simile laphayana uNkulunkulu esethi wena uyezulwini wena. Mina I imagine sobe sendaweni kanje thina the amakholwa. Thina amakholwa abayezulwini. Yo, that was beautiful. It was beautiful. The hotel was beautiful. Ila mahhotel amahle ngathi ungangena emnyango. Yabo le couch le lapha emnyango ngathi ungangena ulale kuyona vele. Nayo inhle enough to be a hotel room. It was nice. So they were just having a conversation about the fact that she was surprised. Ulona Mabusu ukuthi she was invited. She doesn't think the others know that she's there, but they already know because and so she asked Ulona uMabusi about uThobile Lachoncho. Listen, guys, I'm tired because this, when there is uMabusi no Lachoncho, they're going to talk about uThobile. When there is uLachoncho no Londe, they're going to talk about uNonku. So it feels like it's the same conversations. But at the same time, ginayo lento ukuthi kodwa futhi we have to remember ukuthi some conversations are prompted by producers because they want to direct it a certain way. They want the ladies to end up, probably confronting each other about a certain issue. So I can't decide really here. I really just honestly, every time you sit down, you're going to talk about the same thing. Like you guys are friends. Don't you have other things to talk about or other friends to talk about? But she asked about Annie writing in Notobile. Atulona bona they were never right. Ulona uMabusi says she yena akakazi kahle akamqondi kahle lokhuzana uMakhumalo. And then Ulola says like, hey, but the first time we met Ulona uMakhumalo, it was like ulahliwe nje ebus stop kufike ibhasi nje amlahle ebus stop ubungamazi. I do get that because I think honestly the first scene that she shot in a group setting, Makhumalo, it was a party ka Sorisha, that party. What were they doing? Halloween. And she really looked lost in that party. But it was her first time. She was just with the ladies besides the black tie event. So she did look a little bit lost. So I assume that she's referring to that. Anyway, and they decided to go by Olal. And then there was Unonku no Sorisha. Unonku had arrived and angazi what they did with the scene because Unonku has arrived and then she calls Usorisha to say that she's coming to see Usorisha. And then immediately after that it goes back to Umabusi Benolasi. Umabusi just saying she just feels like in this trip they must have fun. Editing lapho nje confused ukuthi why because bese ngathi bathe bayolala and then at the same time futhi babuyela koSorisha baphinde babuyela kolo. I guess maybe I just didn't understand how they were doing that. And then she was just saying, Umabusi, you know what, this is fun, it's a trip, let's have fun. Ukuthi umuntu uphuza kakhulu, sinalosinaka ukuthi ubani uphuza kakhulu, ubani aphuza kakhulu. Which I liked. I mean, girls trip, kulungile kadala umuntu somqukula somfake eromini, you know what I mean? I felt like she had a point there. And okay, so Unonku had called Sorisha, she said she needs somebody to talk. Listen, there are girls here who know why they are here. They know we're not in Sun City to have fun. We are in Sun City to shoot. And so there must be scenes here. There must be something that I'm going through. Whether you are going through that thing for real or not, but we need something because we need content. And I think Unonku really, honestly, it's one of those people. Whether she is really going through something here, because I feel like, do you really need to share that on a quick trip, but then I was like, maybe she just needed someone to talk to. But I just feel like she does understand the assignment. To say, yes, they are on a holiday, but they are here to work. So she goes to see Usorisha. And then she says, and she feels like Usorisha and George are the two people that she can trust. I don't know yet for you, my boss, thanks, my boss. Nonku, I don't know. I'm worried for Nonku because Yes, Jojo did make amends, but I just feel like I would have waited. If it was me, I would have waited to just watch her before I can say I can trust her, because just to see if she doesn't flop again now. Also, just she's been going through a lot. One thing about these women is that they don't allow Unongo to say what she wants to say. Sometimes there are friends who like sharing what they're going through and all of that. And I think because these people don't care about her that much, really, it just irritates them that she always wants to talk about what she's going through. She's not specific, you guys, on what she's going through, but I just feel like there's issues that are a cause for concern when it comes to her mental state. And she feels like if it wasn't for her kids and her mom, she would have given up. But then a lot is expected from her in terms of her kids and her mom. It gave me this idea that she's the one that's taking care of her mom. Angazi yini ebingenza ngicabanga ukuthi uQueen has her own life going on. She's not being taken care of by but in this scene, I felt like that's what she means, that she's taking care of her kids, but not only her kids, she's taking care of her mom too. And she feels like it's a lot. She did say now, so she's not specific as to what's going on, but she gets the idea that everything is overwhelmed. She's feeling tired, and they just have that talk. I really felt like they talked some more. They went a little bit more deep, but it felt like that scene was cut because even I don't know if it was Noko who decided I'm gonna tell Sorisha something that I really don't want to be on camera, or they just felt like they don't want to show that part. But it did feel that scene felt like it was cut just in the middle. Maybe they felt like this is something very personal. She has shared enough. We're not gonna go deeper than this. Let's cut it, or we might see it later on, maybe at the reunion. But I liked Gutu Sarisha was receptive. She was listening to her because it feels like now she's back to just trying to understand Unongo. She's like, if you want to talk, she was saying, no, let me stop talking about this and take depressor because we are here to relax. We are on a holiday. And essentially, Sarisha was like, yeah, we are on a holiday, but we can talk to. I mean, if you need to talk, we can still talk. So I liked Sorisha in this Lokuzan in this episode because I feel like she's going back to being that nice Sorisha who doesn't judge people and who gives people a chance. And even if people are against you, and if she doesn't have anything against you, she's not gonna do anything to judge you. I just liked her. I liked how she really just offered a shoulder to cry on. So Risha does look like she's going through something, you guys. But I think in this group, she's going through that. Like when you are in a group of friends where people know you as a strong person, you have everything, you are a billionaire, you must, and when they need to talk, they come to you, everybody comes to you. But I do feel like I have a feeling Sorisha is going through something that maybe she doesn't feel close enough to these women to share certain things. I don't know, but I just feel I'm waiting for her to go deep as well with her own stuff, not just izinto zikaNuku. Okay. So there was a scene kaNonkulu noLokhuzana no sorry. Like I said, ukuthi iphele emoyeni ngempela, you guys. I don't know. It could be something happened that they just felt it shouldn't be on TV. I don't know. It worried me, honestly, Doga Nonku. I was like, I hope she doesn't mean that she has suicidal thoughts, because when somebody says that, sometimes I really just want to give up. That's what it means. So I was like, I hope that's not what it means, but I feel like that's what it means. I don't know if you guys understand that. It's like I'm in denial about it. That's why I felt like maybe they cut that off purpose, on purpose. Putting on the channel, guys. I don't know what's up with Ilokuzani COVID. It's like after COVID, guys, everybody is going through it. Like everybody. What's wrong, Mama? Sorry, you guys. I'm coming now. Everybody is going through it. I feel like that. I feel like everybody just is going through it when it comes to like mental health and all that. I don't know if it's because people are more freer to talk about it or not, but I feel like people are just going through. Okay, later on, there was another scene where Ulasi, Nomabus Nolondi just went, I think because they were relaxing in their rooms and they just came together to shoot just one scene. I guess the producer were like, guys, can we just get one scene before Nola? And they came, bakhuluma ngendaba ye-jet again. Umabusi was asking about the jet. I guess because Pelaina, she's not clear on how it happened in the way ye-jet, a private jet again. And then ulona angazi noma they were saying ukuthi no ulachonco ulona njalo usorisha ulachonco was saying ukuthi no sorisha I guess it was a way to manage the situation so that it doesn't get like it got last time. And then they talk about indaba apology. Uyasho uLachonco ukuthi yeah, wena Londi, they threw you under the bus when it comes to your apology kaNonku, because it was the three of you, Jojo and Sorisha, that had that discussion about Nonku. They should have told you Masebezo apologize because they apologize. Londi doesn't feel like she needs Ilokus to apologize to Nonku. I also feel like, really honestly, umuntu menga feel like they need to apologize, they shouldn't, because what is the point of apologizing if you don't feel like apologizing? She feels like in the apology should just be left alone. I feel like that too. If Ulona Londilanan ever feels like she wants to apologize, then she will. I think for now they must just leave it alone. And then in the morning, I think it was in the morning, Sorisha calls Jojo to come and talk to her. And they're having breakfast in the balcony because her room is like the best. And so she's telling George was no, who was here, and she seemed very drained, very overwhelmed, but she's not specific as to what exactly she's going through. So what I'm trying to find out is that I know that when there's something that brings you guys together. What is it? Because maybe if I understand that, then I will understand her better. So even though she wasn't telling the specific George, she just told, so she know who went through a similar situation in her marriage that I went through in my previous marriage. And so I can relate to her in that because I understand that situation. So Usorisha is asking, so how did you get out of the situation? How did you deal with it? Yeah, she was, no, Nami, I had different steps that I had to take. I did go through a phase where I was drinking a lot. I would come back from a club and still be drinking in the house and all of that. Really, honestly, what saved me, would see in Klanganino Kelvin, who was very nice to me. And people always ask about my tattoos, but actually, my tattoos is like sort of like a sign of I'm starting over my life. And so she was emotional, and she says that I guess she's feeling sad that she wasn't understanding the situation Ganonku, because it's like her brother went through a similar situation. But I was thinking her brother went through an abusive situation in his marriage, or what? Or I also thought maybe he went through alcohol issues and she became very emotional. We actually didn't get the story of what is it with her brother. I think it would be a challenge to give us that storyline, honestly, because if I go on a show, it doesn't mean that my family is going on the show unless they come with me on the show. So sometimes when you tell your story, it's like you're telling somebody else's story, especially when it comes to that. If it was his struggle with alcohol or with abuse and all that, it would be hard for, so even if she wants to tell that story, her side of that story, because something like that affects the whole family, not just the person. But it would be hard for her to tell that story without maybe offending her brother. So I did understand that, but I was so curious to hear what that was all about because it made her really emotional. Honestly, guys, this episode made a lot of like the women in this cast more human for me. Like I relate to people that show human emotions, because I'm not happy every day in my life. I'm not happy from morning to evening. Like I go through emotions. So like abantu abahlezi be happy all the time. For me, vele kube a mystery, and I cannot relate to it because I'm like, how do you do it? Life is so difficult. How are you happy all the time? you know. So for me, it made me, and that scene also brought me a little bit closer to Sorisha and Ingenzi. I feel good. I wanna know more about her. I wanna know more about her family. Sometimes abantu rich phela billionaires, we think ukuthi even the alcohol problem, they just do this, it goes. And they go through it like we do not. So and then in the morning, this was the morning, but after the scene with sorry, George Usorisha calls Unoku just to check on her. Unoku says, no, I'm fine. I'm just going to have fun. I'm feeling much better. And she thanks Usorisha. This was great. Honestly, like you guys, yeah, I wonder if these women really like, of course, we need the drama, but I really feel like they do miss out on the opportunities to really build great friendships in this group because they judge each other too much. And I think if they could just listen to each other a little bit more, they don't have to be all, they don't have to all be friends, but they could have, like, really good friendships as groups, or um as individuals. Maybe two people that become really good friends, not just alliances, like sometimes we feel like they are. So then there was Isin Galondi and Jojo. They just wanted to clear the air, because Jojo did say, because she was a little bit resentful about Ulona not wanting to not wanting to not wanting to sing at her event. Why am I losing my words? Yeah, they wanted to clear the and Ulonde was like, I just feel like you just wanted to fight with me, like no matter what explanation I was giving to you. And Jojo was like, I was feeling like you're not hearing me. Of course, you didn't perform in my event. That is going to make me upset, but it's like you don't want to hear that I'm upset. And then, but she's like, but then my event went well. I accepted with my event went well, so it's okay. Then Jojo starts to talk about the apology issue, which Ulondo was not having his vele we're pretending as if we are phone. And she was just saying what, and then she thinks Ulondo should apologize, but Ulondo was like, you know what, I'm not ready. When I'm ready, and I'll do it if I ever get ready. But she says, but then again, Ulona is fine. Unonku is fine. This was when they were going to dinner or brunch? Yeah, they were going to dinner. So Annie comes, then they were gonna go to dinner. It's a nice setup. I think it was like outside. They're looking nice, all of them. Guys, I'm not gonna talk about their outfits. These women were just looking. But okay, also Risha, guys, I guess she's spending a lot of time with Makhumalo. And with Lokuzana, and because she says, and always challenges there when it comes to how she looks. And we all know she doesn't put a lot of too much effort on, you know. Khumbula last season esifikela ngaleya tracksuit yakhe emabhaqobhaqo. So she says, and all those challenges, and she was looking really nice tonight. All of them, baby Bashle. And the way Umabus is always late. Eh? She's always late. She was late even now. And then but wafika bengakaqali. And she was like, yo, uthe efika nje wathi, yo, phela bengazi nokuthi ngimenyiwe mina la. And also she's like, hey, Umabus, I like her because she's direct. That's a thing that I think really makes Umabusi good for the show, because she just says sometimes laba abanye bacabanga too much before they say something. Umuntu uyacabangisisa before ayikhulume. Wena vele akhulume njena, and okunye kungahlali kahle kwabanye abantu, and then mangahlali kahle kwabantu, that creates content, because mangahlali kahle, uma ushintsha ingahlali kahle komunye, then umunye uzorespond, that creates content. And I think that's why they needed Umabusi on this trip. And then obviously the others are always irritated with Umabusi. Donu Georgia doesn't like Umabusi. I think we can conclude that she doesn't like Umabusi. No matter what Umabusi says, she just doesn't like Ulokuzano, Umabusi. And then they said thank you to Ulona, Annie for the presents. I guess everybody's impressed because the view, everything, no one is complaining on this trip, guys, about the rooms, about everything, about the service. Everything is on point. And then they talk about while they're at dinner that they want to do a Chanel stock film. So they want to do it, Chanel stuff. Well, apparently, it's something they talked about on WhatsApp. And obviously, my boss didn't know about it really because she's not on WhatsApp group. And then, wants everybody to contribute 20,000 a month. And when I was like, no, it's because I'm not rich. Like, honestly, it's because I'm not rich. I am sure that if I was rich, like, I would be paying 10,000 a month so that I can get one bag. A single bag a year. I'm sure if I was rich, I would understand it. I left it to that because for me, it was like, and then by she said to 10,000 and then to 5,000. I'm still thinking like 5,000 so that you will receive one bag. Hey, rich people's problems, I tell you. But I knew Utulachong was not going to do it. I haven't seen Ulachong wearing or carrying anything a label. It sounds. She looks like she's a guy anymore level. But what I don't like about Ulachong when it comes to that is that she judges in the levels and stuff and expensive stuff. It's okay if you don't like it, but if other people like it, what's wrong with if they can afford it? What's wrong with umuntu ezithengele ibhege Chanel? They can afford it. I don't like ukuthi mayikhuluma ngazo lezo zinto ukhuluma almost judgmental to them. But I feel like mina, I'm okay with umuntu ogqoka ama-level if they can afford them and they like them. But no ngawagqoki futhi, for me it doesn't, you know what I mean? So I don't understand ukuthi why she would have an issue with other people doing it. But-ke bayajajana-ke vele kulokhu ngoba no-Annie naye uyamjaja lo ukuthi naye akafuni i-level. Ungabe she doesn't like i-Chanel yena, she's not gonna be on a stokfela. Obviously last week said what she said. She's like, if she has a Chanel cologne, she's okay. And then, but I think I got imali. I don't think that's going to 30,000 seconds. So, I mean, I would have said, yes, guys, I would have said, okay, guys, I get this, but 20,000 will keep it cover. Phela, it's not like they're getting a bag every month. They're paying 20,000 a month so that they would get a bag once a year. You understand what I mean? It's 120,000 for one bag. That means angazi amashanela ay'malini, but I imagine ukuthi leyo mali kusho ukuthi. And then uNonku u-Annie, uJojo was like, hayi yena probably ukuthi she doesn't trust them, bazombeka ekugcineni kwestokfela, and then the next thing bayaphuma bonke ku-WhatsApp group, she doesn't get the money, so she's not sure. And then also she said she doesn't need a stokfela yena. If she wants a Chanel, she can get a Chanel, but she will do a stokfela so that it works for the other ladies. So she says she will do it just to support, and then the others are out. Makhumalo. I didn't hear, what did Makhumalo say, guys, about the Chanel stokfel? I don't remember what she says. She's like, I don't know if she's in or out with Chanel stokfel. And then while they're talking about that, Ulondi, I'm starting to feel like she is being played by the producers, but she doesn't say. I feel like that when they want somebody to talk about something that other people are not going to say yes, they go to Londi and they say, sometime during your conversation, you guys talk about the fact that Makhumalo has not really done much, because that conversation came just out of the blue. Out of the blue, out of the blue. But let me tell you what's even weird about this conversation. Okay. So she talks about the fact that Khumalo, she almost disappears. And she says, Khumalo, she said, can anybody in this group say they are close to Khumalo, which nobody said. So I guess she doesn't say much, she's not around much. And she seems to disappear even though they are in the group. Okay. And then Makhumalo starts saying, guys, how do you say I disappear when I'm always here? That's her argument. I'm always here. Even now, I'm here. I guess even when they were discussing the Chanel Stockfell thing, she wasn't contributing much. She says, I'm not going to say anything if I don't have anything to say. This is the thing that it's really hard to judge, because really I want to look at all sides when it comes to Ulokuzane issue Makhumalo. But at the same time, nabo laba ama-cast members ayasdida, because I felt like if ukuthi kunama-scenes amaningi kaMakhumalo ashuthiwe esingawaboni thina, but the other ladies know about them. So why would they still say ukuthi bona uMakhumalo is not saying much, but bona they know ukuthi kunama-scenes uMakhumalo awashuthayo that do not necessarily make it to the show, but they know, because phela bakayibona ishow, if they're still shooting, they know what they've shot those scenes. That's the confusing part for me. But then, the thing that makes me feel like Ulondi is really set up by the producer sometimes is that Umakhumalo says, but she said and you, Annie and Jojo have recently invited me for Sahamba coffee and we chatted, and I was trying to think, where was that scene? Because I don't remember seeing Ulona. uMakhumalo, Annie noGeorge. And mayisho njalo uMakhumalo, they did not disagree laba abawu-two ukuthi kade bemithile noMakhumalo. Okay. So I felt like, okay, there's a scene kaMakhumalo no-Annie noGeorge esingakayiboni. Mhlampe she spoke to Eli uMakhumalo bazosazoyifaka kodwa bazoyifaka ngasekugcineni, because sometimes you do feel like bayawaxova malokhuzana ama-scenes when they talk about something mhlampe fanele ngabe siyenzekile kodwa futhi bakhuluma ngathi ayenzekanga if we really listen to their conversations. So now I'm like, how? But why would Ulondi come and talk about Makhumalo not spending time with them or not initiating building friendships when they have called her and spent time with her, Bona? And I'm like, it looks like it was prompted by the producer to talk about this issue, but she didn't think about it enough to say, "Hey, hold on, guys, I'm not the right person to talk about it because I have spent time with the Makumalo. Remember, we had a meeting with the doctor, so I'm not the right person to do that." Because now it's almost like she was taken aback. Ukuthi Makumalo mentioned that, but she didn't deny it, which means there was a sin like that, you know. And then. Uh, and then she says, "Which I appreciated, which and you guys invited me so we can sit and chat and whatever." And then Umabus is like, "Nami njalo ngisalinde ukuthi ngifonele," which causes nami njalo ngisalindile ukuthi njengoba ngisho ukuthi Umabus, her problem is that she doesn't think a lot before she says it. She thinks something, she says it. And then Makhumalo is like, "Hayi bo, phela invite me somewhere if you ufuna ukuthi sazane or anything like that." And she's like, "I don't even have your number." She's like, "If you want my number, it's here." Okay, fine. And kube naleyo conflict ayana between yena nolokhuzana noMabusi uMakhumalo, because she's not understanding why uMabusi is coming in to say, eh, like to say, what about me? Because if you want to spend time with me now, you can initiate it. I guess uMabusi naye ufuna ukuthi uMakhumalo initiate and uMakhumalo ufuna uMabusi initiate. But Makhumalo does make a comment yokuthi and she doesn't feel the agency in wanting to get to know uMabusi. This is the thing that makes me feel like these housewives do not watch Housewives franchises, because they really treat and talk about Umabusi as if she's not part of the group. What is the need for me to get to know you when you are not really a housewife? But she is, because she is a friend of the show. That's the thing. And so bayasukuma uLona U-Annie decides, no, it's time to move on to do something else now. You guys will talk about this issue later. And then Umabusi gives us the scene that we've been waiting for our whole life on Real Housewives of Devon season 2. Thank you very much. She gives us that scene because here's the thing. It helps because Umabusi doesn't overthink things before she does them and doesn't overthink things before she says them. I had a problem with the way that Umabusi attempted to approach Uma Ulokuzana Makhumalo at the table, because she was still addressing Lava Abat and then she's disappearing. But I loved that. Ngekathi besukuma njena, she was like, "Girl, come, we have an issue." Shalala. I felt like she understood the assignment. She understands this assignment. Listen, yes, we are at Sun City to have fun, but we are here to shoot. And when there's an issue to talk about, what do? We sit down and we talk about it. Obviously, Uma Lokuzana, Makhumalo was not very impressed. She wasn't. She was like, "Girl, because I think at the time when everybody, you just feel attacked, which is the same thing with Ulona. Oh, I don't know why this thing is doing that. Which is what Unoko has been feeling in the group, because we're available as a bonke at the same time. And so, well, Ulona, Utobela had said Kwilokhuzana, Kwi session, which she has no pressure in it to get to know Mabus. In that, my interpretation was that she's not a cast member, she's not a permanent cast member. There's no reason for me to get to know her. There is a reason, Macele. In fact, it really will help Macele to get somebody besides Ulokuzana, so Richard, to be friends with. I mean, I would build a friendship with Ulokuzana Mabus, particularly Ulokuzana. A lot of part of that really is because every time they talk about Makhumalo, there's nothing positive that they talk about. And it's hard not to be influenced when you have a friend that doesn't like this friend for you to like this friend. So it's almost like it's impossible. And uMacele uyazi ukuthi uMabusi is bestie with uMakhumalo uyazi ukuthi uMabusi is bestie with uLachongo. So she knows that it's always in her mind with whatever impression Mabusi has is because of what Ulasi says to her. And then they talk about it. What is the issue? See, and I mean, I always feel like I don't know you, and it's like Uthini Mabusi? I feel like I don't understand where you come from. Why are you here? Oh, shit. Honestly, I felt like it was wrong uMabusi ukuthi asho kanjalo, but we needed it. We needed uMabusi in this to say all of the wrong things because we needed to see the real emotion from Macele. Had she said there uMabusi and be like, you know what, Tobil, I'm really sorry. I spoke out of 10 and whatever. My work would have been like, I know, girl, I understand, no, and then it wouldn't be content. But the fact that she said all the wrong things, like, I don't understand why you're here. Utobile explains, she's like, no, like you really sound mean. You really sound mean when you say those things. The fact that Masise Nambiti, your biggest question was that mean and qualify kanjani to get on the plane, and you kept repeating that. I don't understand why you have a problem with me. Boss is like, if a question to say, how did you meet Ilokuzana? Criteria with private jet, it was directed to Sorisha, not to you. But she's like, but can you imagine me? How did I feel? Guys, the face, the demeanor, the demeanor, Makhumalo was all, do not mess with me, girl. Not today, not anytime, not today, not anyway. Not any day, and she was shady as hell. So my boss decided to know what we started on the wrong foot. I think the problem was that we don't know each other well. And Michael is like, so just because you don't know me, you decided to be unwelcoming. Guys, if I could reenact that scene, I would reenact it for you. Because here's the thing that I really want my friends Kumal to go and watch that scene. Because I always get Kuzana negative feedback when I say Utuma Kumalo is not real. Because all I'm asking for, I like Umakumalo. I'm asking for real emotions. Siyadinwa, siyacasuka, sibanjani. You can't be nice all the time. And I feel like in this scene, that's what I got. You know, they did something. She felt attacked. On top of that, Umabusu was then adding. She felt attacked and she responded like a natural person would. That for me was like the highlights of the episode. This scene made me reconsider my feelings of saying Umakumalo does not deserve the next season. It really did because she gave me real. She be irritated and she responded as such. And I felt like there is somebody that I can relate to because if she was gonna be nice in that scene, I was gonna be like, where the hell do you come from when? Because this is a really irritating thing that Udokuzan Mabus is doing to you. So I'm so happy that this scene took place, you guys. And this is a thing that other people will not understand because people think I don't like Umachel. I'm so happy this scene took place, but I'm hoping for more from Uma Kumalo because the fakery, I just cannot deal with it. There is no way that you can be around a group of women that will poke and poke and poke at you, and you're just always smiling. No way. So I loved this scene, you guys. I don't know if it changed your mind for you. For me, I'm reconsidering Umacele for the next season, but it all depends how she does moving forward in the next episodes. And it also depends how she does Gulokuzana at the reunion. And I said, thank you so much, Mabusu, for saying all of the wrong things and taking all of the hits because she took the hits when it came to Makumal because Umakumalo sorted her out. Just like Umabusi sorted Jojo today, Umabusi was sorted out by Umakumalo. I loved this scene, you guys. I loved this scene. But I loved the maturity as well from Umabusi to say, listen, let's start afresh. Let's just take a step back and let's get to know each other moving forward. And it sounds like there was no beef. It sounded like there's no hard feelings from Mabusi's side moving forward, but I'm not sure about Makumalo just feels like Umabusi is because Uzana no like Trump. So I don't know if there's a chance they can ever be friends, the two of them. And then there was Jojo no Enige. The meeting in the passage, Annie was putting the invites, I guess, for the next event, which was the casino night. In everybody's room, they meet in the Lokuzan. Yabona this scene. This scene, okay, I'm going to explain my issues with this scene. One, okay, they meet at the passage. Obviously, that scene is planned. Uphuma erumini yomunye ade efaka i-envelope under the door, u-Annie umitha uGeorge, okay. And uGeorge uzotshela u-Annie-ke iy'ndaba-ke, okay. I struggle because Jojo was telling Annie Lento on camera, which is part of the show, but she said she was telling her like into a confidential, like kufanele bayiqashise, but uyicashisa kanjani on camera, so you know what I mean. So uyamtshela ukuthi no, apparently they know now who Mr. Petal is. They found who Mr. Petal. Mr. Petal is somebody that Kelvin know, which surprised me. Kelvin says Mr. Petal. Phela uKelvin uhamba nabantu aba-rich. Kusho ukuthi Mr. Petal rich. But it turns out that Mr. Petal is not rich. Mr. Petal does not own any company, does not own a yacht. Mr. Petal just works, is an employee, just like Untando Mdletshe. You know, he has a boss that he reports to. But I guess they were just trying to prove a point with Mr. Petal doesn't have as much. Mr. Petal apparently exists, but it just doesn't have as much money as Ulachongo wanted all of us to think. Okay, fine. But then she says, don't tell anyone. Jojo, you know what? If you say something, it's gonna get to the next person. This is Real Housewives. Have you forgotten? Is you sleeping? Is you sleeping? No. Here's the thing, guys. UN is very lokuzane, intelligent. She works a lot of things that happens in this show, and she does things. Uyazicabanga izinto before azenze on the show. I don't think that the other women realize how strategic Annie is in whatever she does. I think Annie is determined to get Ulasi out of the show. Like it's like she said, that was her purpose. That was a storyline this season to make sure that by the end of the season, people don't want to see Ulasi for the next season because she's going to appear as the liest liar, content for, as the biggest liar. One, here's the thing that I think might have happened. Jojo. Okay, let me move on to the next scene because honestly, if I explain my thoughts on this, then it's not gonna be clear unless I give you the next scene, the last scene of the episode. So there's Ulasin or Annie. Annie has called Ulasin to the rooftop, to the tower because she wants to talk to her. I need to say it's really pretty enough. From Jojo, on which Jojo had said very clearly, do not tell anyone. And what's like, okay, it's a match. Awu, akuphelanga nasikhathi na-ke ayisembiza empopweni-ke ebiza ulokhuzana ubiza uLasini. Bafika lapha embhoshongweni, sisempopweni. Embhoshongweni bafika embhoshongweni omkhulu loyana le phezulu. I'm like, how do you meet your enemy? You must never meet your enemy embhoshongweni. When you meet your enemy, you must be on ground level, very leveled, no stones, nothing, no stones, no sticks, you know. But she decided to go to the highest tower. Well, that's just not as intelligent as I thought. But anyway, it's that conversation we saw on the preview where Annie says, "Because you know what, since we've met, we've never clicked." And Ulatong was like, "Yeah, we've never clicked." And she says, "I don't think we ever will." And Ulatong was like, "Yeah, we never will, well." She was ready with the answers. And then she starts talking about, you know what, I feel like, telling the truth, I'm more comfortable knowing the truth. I've never seen someone being so pressed about somebody else's life. I understand us being pressed about whether Mr. Peter is real or not because we are the viewers. But why is any guys is something going on in her life? Like if you have something going on in her life that you do not want to face, you behave like any. You focus on other people's problems, and you are determined to make their problems as big as yours. The problem that you have at home that you do not want to deal with, you make their problem as big as yours, even if it's just a small problem. No, Latongo just has an imaginary boyfriend, people. She just has an imaginary boyfriend. The boyfriend hasn't killed anybody, hopefully hasn't stolen anybody's money. The Mr. Petal has entertained us and sent us and sent the flowers and bought the electric car. But Annie is just so pressed. She is just so pressed because akafundi we-letter kuona. So I'm telling you, sesitholile ukuthi Mr. Petal akanamali, Mr. Petal uyasebenza, doesn't own a company. Hey, hey, namba, you dig, ne? I say, I can ngiyadiga bo. Uyaphoqana ezilachonga. But she was shocked. She was shocked by the information. But Ulachonga was very good at I'm not gonna say anything until I think about it. I'm not gonna just say anything. and I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction of getting upset. Like, hey, that's not George, hello, George. I think Ulako was really more disappointed at the fact that the person that came with the information was George, because she did mention before that there's information that she had shared with George, which might be the reason why maybe George was able to find the information. I don't know. I feel like the information was actually discovered by the producers, not by George. But yeah, there is a possibility that it was discovered by George. But there is something that Ula mentioned last time that she had shared with George. So she's more disappointed that George said that. And then she says, and then, so what is the truth? And then Ulon is like, do you know, Ogusi, I don't owe you anything. If I tell you whatever it is that I tell you, it will have to be voluntary. Like, it's not like I owe you the explanation for anything, which you didn't understand. So, talking about cutting Ulaconto off, I'm like, when does it, any know if you say in a reality TV show that you are cutting somebody off, that you mean that you're not going to shoot with that person? That means that could be you saying that I can't work with this person. And if you say I can't work with this person and the producers are like, but this person is on the next season, that possibly means that you are not coming back next season, because if you say as a cast member I can't film with this cast member, you limit ilokuzana ama scenes that they can shoot with you. So if she says she's cutting off Ulachongo and Ulachongo is not cutting off anybody, that could be a disadvantage to her, not to Ulachongo. So then they play because she's disappointed. She says the information is a surprise to her, but it doesn't change anything about how she feels and whatever. But her face told something different. It was the first time that I actually felt sorry for her. I just felt like Indoaga Lona is not as serious as they're taking it. I feel like it's just an imaginary man, Bagiti. We all need an imaginary scourge sometimes, that you think you have a boyfriend, Maunginai, especially when you're single. Live like Congo alone. But she was fine. They play a casino nights, they go, they're looking good, everybody's there, they start playing games, and then Ucho arrives a little bit late, which I think is the producer's fault. When she arrives, obviously uLwaxoxo was not happy. Akazi naye ukuthi sekwenzenjani. Ulona, she calls her aside, Annie calls uJojo aside to tell her. She should have called her before the casino night and say, girl, ngiyikhiphile mina leza indaba ukuthi engayikhiphi. But she waits until casino night, obviously, so that they can get that scene, call her outside the seats, tell her ukuthi ngimtshelile uLona ukuthi ngimtshelile that information. But I told you not to tell anybody. She's like, no, I just couldn't sit with that information. Georgia is disappointed. Like, how could you do that to me? That's why Tonto now is acting funny to me, because you came up with that information. I told you not to. How can you do that to me? And then she starts crying. Here's the thing that I think Georgia is going through something, you guys. When Ulona starts to cry, Ulona laughs. Any laughs. I'm like, why are you laughing when you hurt your friend's feeling? And unako lokho ukuthi umuntu mephatheka kabi yena ahleke. Like uyajabula when someone is engaphathekile kahle. I'm like, this is not normal. It's not normal, even if you don't like a person. If umuntu ephatheke kabi, guys, how are you happy that umuntu akaphathekile kahle? So she says, but Lona is I mean, umuntu kanjalo who lies so much is a threat. It was like, how is she a threat? How is she a threat to us? Now I don't understand. How is it a threat to them? That's why I say it was, and it looks like she's going through something, and it's like she's hiding something. So it's like her not knowing what Mr. Lona is. Maybe threatens her position or whatever. But she feels like Lona, Mr. Petal is a private investigator, also investigator, and the husband, like something's going on there. Why is she so bothered, guys? Why is she so bothered? I would just say it's okay. You don't have a man, girl, but it's okay. We'll say Mr. Petal exists. It's okay. So she's hurt, she's crying. I think she went to the bathroom. The other ladies are playing games, Abanagil and all of that. But the episode is I just didn't understand the reaction of your friend. You're telling your friend something that upsets her. She's getting upset. You laugh. I was like, I end my face. You laugh. It looks like, honestly, Ulono Jojo is getting betrayed left, right, and center, because remember, she was really like best friends with Ulondi, thinking that her best friend is performing at her event. Her best friend calls her the last minute. I'm telling you, no, I'm performer. Now, don't say anything. Yash. But here's the thing, you guys, that I wanted to talk about when it comes to Indabaga Mr. Peter. This video is long, but who cares anyway? Mr. Peter, guys, I believe with the producers found that information. I believe it was the producers found the information about to Mr. Petal, but obviously the producers can't bring the information just in J. They have to bring it through a cast member. And I think that they honestly did go to anyway this information and said, "This is the information. Do you want to come on the episode with this?" And he said no because she wants to keep her hands clean. Because when she was told that information, she wasn't surprised. She wasn't surprised. She wasn't like, huh? Really? She was like, it looked like she already knew. And I think because Jojo is new on the show, she's probably the one that was easy to say, listen, this is what you're gonna come with, because she did say Guti Lonayako stays in your estate, so it will be easy if this information comes from you. And Jojo being new on the show, not knowing Guti, sometimes these things are set up from the crew, she did not realize it. And I think her crying after Ulona Mtshele ukuthi she's realizing that you know what, I've been set up, but she can't say you guys set me up, you guys set me up. She can't say that. She has to pretend it's because she's heard that her friend Ulandi Ndaba, which she knew was going to happen because really it's on the show. So I think that they went with this information. They said, Georgia, you have to come up with this information. I honestly don't think that Kelvin will care so much because Jojo says her husband knows Ulona, so he's the one who found the information. I don't think that Kelvin cares so much about Ula Chojo that he would go out and find the information. I don't think so. But you guys might think something different. I know. So let me know what you think about it in the comment section. And I'm my friends, Makhumalo. At least enjoy this episode, ne? At least nani nahlala front for the first time, nahlala phambili, not front seats. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please share it with your friends, with the family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.